I'm Melissa with Sturdy Safe. I'm going to be showing you how to apply an ultra effective fire gasket to any safe door that has enough clearance for it. To begin, we need some supplies. One razor blade, one tube of LCI fire stop caulking. It doesn't need to be this brand, you can do 3M fire stop caulking. One pair of sharp scissors, one roll of fiberglass tape that measures 1 inch wide by 1/16 thick. You'll likely need to order this online. A caulking gun, and just a little bit of touch-up paint that you can get from us by request. Start by shutting the door without the gasket to see if you have enough clearance. You need a traveling distance between 1/8 to 3/16 for this gasket to fit properly. Larger distances will need a thicker fiberglass tape. The tape frays at the ends easy, so after it's cut, don't move it around much. If you end up getting caulking on the tape, don't touch it. As you can see here, removing it while it's wet just won't work. It actually comes off a lot easier once it's completely dry. Pre-cut the fiberglass tape to the full-size length of each side of the door. This comes in handier than fitting it exactly in case you need to cut it down more to get rid of any fraying. Add a thick bead of caulking on the entire length of the top and the bottom of the door first. The hotter the climate, the quicker the caulking will dry, so you may need to do this one side at a time. Be sure there's enough caulking on each end of the fiberglass tape to keep it all glued together and prevent fraying later on. When you apply the tape, don't smash it down. Caulking will spread everywhere and even through the tape. Instead, push it down in a fashion to spread the caulking around behind the tape without pushing it out the sides. If it pushes out the sides, don't try to wipe it off. It's way easier to cut it off once it's dry. Mark the cutoff point with your thumb and cut it off with your scissors. Because it's still wet, you can adjust it to align perfectly at this point. Apply the right and left side separately since these are usually larger areas. For time's sake, I actually did this on the smallest safe we had, but you get the idea. The hinge side of the door is the hardest to apply the caulking because the deadbolts are in the way. Just go slow and try your best to get as straight a line as you can. The gasket needs to dry for a half a day, but not much later than 24 hours because we still need it slightly moldable for a custom fit. You have the choice to remove the excess caulking or not. Technically, the more caulking the better, as long as it's not getting in the way of the door shutting, so it's whatever you're comfortable with. Use your razor blade to remove the excess caulking. If there's not a lot of caulking exposed, you can actually push it behind the fiberglass tape like shown here. Don't spend much time doing this in the beginning since you'll need to make sure the door will shut. Just get the larger pieces of caulking out of the way. The following procedure is for sturdy safes only. If the door doesn't fully shut, hold the handlebar up and slam the door a few times to smash the caulking down. If this doesn't work, you'll need to scrape the gasket off and start over with less caulking, but do it one side at a time in hopes it's just one side being problematic. Unlike sturdy safes, other brand safes on the market may lock you out or break if you slam the door, or if you're forcing the deadbolts to engage and disengage. For this situation, you can only scrape off the gasket and start over using the one side at a time method with less caulking. I like to use a piece of felt carpet to apply touch-up paint as well as scrub off the more stubborn pieces of caulking. You can use whatever you see fit. Just make sure that you don't get any paint on the fiberglass tape. If you're having any issues applying this gasket, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Thank you for watching.